Welcome to the Utah Football Fans Podcast. Please like, subscribe, and share. And as always, go Utes. Welcome, everybody, to the Utah Football Fans Podcast. My name's Brynn with Gary and James. We're glad to be here. Please like and subscribe and share and follow us on all our socials. Give us a comment. We'd love to have you. And we want to thank our sponsor, Thomas Orthodontics. Look him up at thomasortho.com. And again, till August 1st, you can get $500 off any of your treatment from him if you mention the podcast. So if you're looking to get anything done to your teeth, now is the time. And if you mention the podcast, you get entered to win a $200 gift card to the Utah Red Zone. So
I'm looking to enter.
I know. Go get some teeth whitening or some braces. We also do want to give a shout out. If you haven't checked out our episode from a couple weeks ago, we got to interview Hank Mondaka, and he told us all about his awesome foundation, Athletes for Life, and just the coolest work that they are doing with underprivileged kids and sports and bringing football and coaching to the Ute tribe. So check that out and look them up at athletes4.life. Is that right? You had that written down.
Yeah.
Athletes, the number 4.life. And we've got it in our info there, but it was so fun to talk to him, and he's just doing awesome work. So
He actually sent me, if you listened to it, he sent me some pictures of him, the play that he broke his leg to prove that it actually did happen.
Yeah. See that?
Yeah, he sent it to me on Instagram or Twitter or something. I'll show it
Did he
to
really
you.
break it, or was he
I
just...
don't know. He was a punter, so he might have just been soft, but he sent me the pictures to prove it.
You send them to
I'll
me,
show them
man.
to you.
no, I didn't see that.
Also, shout out Greg Bird.
Oh, yeah.
Dirty Bird. This is on you, buddy. He's our beverage sponsor for the year. I got to be honest,
see.
I flew through those beverages very, very quickly. So shout out. But no, I mean, we do really appreciate Thomas Ortho. We talk every time. I think, sometimes can kind of just become how we start, but we really do appreciate it.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
And if it's something that you'd be interested in sponsoring in some fashion, reach out to us. But it's really appreciated. He's a good dude. So if you are looking for any orthodontic help, he's the guy.
Yeah.
So
Get it done.
get it done. Now's the time.
Okay, before we start, I want to say to all of our Pac12 listeners, you're going to want to stick around for this episode.
This was really hard, by the way.
Took me
Because
forever.
we're
I'm
spreading
still not.
we're spreading love this episode, so you're going to want to stick around because it might be the only time you're ever going to hear nice things come out of my mouth about certain teams. So don't go anywhere. Okay.
Ooh, a tease. A teaser.
Teaser.
All right.
Where do you want to start?
All right,
Gary?
let's start here. Well, okay, Athlon Sports gave, like everybody else, their 2023 predictions.
Right.
Who's going to win the Pac-12? It's typical. USC.
Oh, I can't.
No,
I
you
can't.
can. Yeah,
no,
you can. Yeah,
no,
you can.
we have to be nice.
No, it's fine.
No, we're just...
Be you.
USC, number one. So they say USC.
Okay, I can get on board.
Okay, Washington 2, Utah 3,
Oregon 4?
Oregon 4, Oregon State 5, UCLA 6, Washington State 7,
Okay, and then filler,
Arizona,
Colorado.
Cal at 9, Anus U is 10,
Wow, up from last year.
Colorado
Stanford.
11, and then Stanford at the bottom. What do you think? I mean, any thoughts? I mean, we've talked about that. I mean, I can get on that.
I'm a little surprised that they put Utah ahead of Oregon.
Yeah, me too.
That surprises me. I think that, it's disrespectful, as we talked about in the past, where they always put Utah. So it does surprise me. I think that the top 4 is very interchangeable. I really think you could make an argument for any combination of 1 through 4 there. I think it's about right. I'm fine with it at this point.
At this point, I'm going to be surprised any list that doesn't put USC at number 1.
Yeah.
Which is
Well,
annoying.
they all will.
But that's going to surprise me more than anything else is anyone that puts,
No, it's not going to happen.
and it's not going to happen.
No, I mean, if you had opened that and said that Washington 1, USC 2, that would have surprised me. Yeah. But other than that,
Okay, so Washington better than Oregon?
I would put
I don't think so, personally.
I would put USC, probably Oregon, Utah, Washington. That would probably be, if I had to put a list together, that'd probably be where I would
I mean,
put
I
it.
would be good with that.
You know,
I
guess
know.
it's too
I
bad
don't
they don't-
know. I feel like the way both teams were going at the end of the season, I don't know. I can see you putting Washington ahead.
Well, I can see it, but
yeah.
why are they discounting Oregon? I'm not sure I get that.
It's a good thing they play the games to find out.
I guess we're going to find out
Find
in
6 months from now.
no, we've only got 2 months.
Till it starts.
but it feels like so long.
All right, here's the other thing.
Till it starts.
Let's see, who is this? JWP Sports. I'm not sure what that means, but they gave their 2024 draft order for quarterbacks. In other words, their top
We
5.
haven't even played the season yet, people.
Yeah, all this stuff's kind of stupid. We all know it.
Clickbait, but we got something
But
to
it's
talk about.
No, I mean it's interesting because here's why. There's 5 of the top 5. This is not the order, but the top quarterbacks, how they say it
Okay.
or line them up.
Mr.
Of
Model.
the top 5, 4 are from the Pac-12, and that's kind of the
No
Jeez.
kidding.
that's
4?
Yeah, that's the list. Well, isn't a lot of lists. These quarterbacks out of the Pac-12. So, Pretty Boy is number 1.
Mr. Catwalk.
Hey, Bo Nix 2. They have Bo Nix at 2.
As the second QB that will
Would
get
go
drafted.
off the board. Yeah.
Wow.
Jeez.
I think it's high personally, but
Wow.
for the NFL. This is the
yeah.
NFL
I mean,
draft.
that's what's. I mean, okay, keep going.
I got to take that back. There's 3 of the top 5.
Okay, even still.
So yeah. Drake Maye, North Carolina.
Yeah, I'm hearing really, really good things about him.
He's 3. Penix is 4. And then Jordan Travis from Florida State would be 5.
Here's my question. So, those kind of are the consensus top 3 quarterbacks in our league. I think right now, if you were to say, I feel like 1, if not 2, have to take a step backwards from last year. I would just think. I think.
Well,
Can
Nix didn't have a fantastic
He
year
had
last
a-
year.
He had a good
Very
year going.
good year.
Well, he did get injured.
He got hurt, but he surprised me. I mean, he came over from the
he's been
SEC,
good.
from Old Miss. I think was it Old Miss? I think that's who it was.
No, Auburn.
Auburn.
Auburn. That's who it was. I could see the blue helmet. Comes over, and I had low expectations. He really surprised me. Penix kind of came out of nowhere, and then Caleb Williams. I just can see 1 or 2 of them not having that level of season. I don't know who it would be.
Williams.
Okay, but even Williams, a step down.
I know,
Okay,
he's still.
It's still a top
Here's the
5
thing.
quarterback.
We're talking
next
about
year.
the NFL.
Have fun.
Okay.
Have fun in Houston.
And so, Bo Nix, I think he's a fantastic college QB. I just don't see it translating to the NFL, but hey, whatever. But that's cool still.
It is cool.
How far does the list go?
I only got
only the
to
5.
5.
They only gave 5.
I didn't look further than that. So I don't know where they've got Rising or anybody else for that matter. Anyway, that's their list. Okay.
That's pretty cool, though. 3 of the top 5 out of the entire country come out of the Pac-12,
So I watched
and we play all 3 of them.
Oh, God.
Josh Pate. I think most people who follow sports, and he has a podcast and does a bunch of other stuff. He's good. I like
He's
listening
very
to
good.
him.
He's
great.
very good. He's not as good as us, but he's good.
Yeah.
Nobody's.
I'd
good
put him
enough.
2 right after us. Joel Klatt maybe 3.
Yeah, Klatt's a little below us. Yogi Roth below
Logie.
that.
Oh no, Logie. Did I just call him Logie?
Logie.
Logie Loth.
We can edit that. Logie Loth. Edit.
Ooh, how would you rank those guys?
Klatt's 1.
Joel Klatt's my
Klatt's
number
1.
1, I feel like,
I
actually.
don't know, man.
I
He's a
lo-
freaking Colorado homer.
I
Yeah.
know, but I
Can't get beyond it yet.
I love listening to his stuff.
That's a great question right there. To cut you off, who's number 1?
I haven't thought about. We'll get to that.
Just
Klatt's. No, you got to have a number 1.
I don't have a number 1.
I know you're number 1.
Feinbaum.
No.
Feinbaum, I read something from him today. That guy makes me sick.
Why do you do it? Why do you?
I know you like torture yourself.
You're a JB, whatever.
Coach JB.
Coach JB. That's your guy.
Man, he sizzles the ears with his language, but I kind of like his takes.
I mean, I can take some language,
Well,
but he pushes the limit.
when he goes on a rant,
Oh,
my gosh, it's like
yeah.
get out a counter of how many F's
can't even-
216
can't even
in like
keep
30
up.
seconds.
Jeez.
All right, the answer is Joel Klatt. All right, go back.
Going back to Josh Pate, he gave his boldest college predictions, and so he talked about a bunch of stuff.
Okay.
He talked with Oklahoma, at least this segment, will Oklahoma win the Big 12? And he gave what he thought about that. I'll just say probably. I could see him doing it. But then he talked about Ohio State and Michigan, and he goes, so the bold prediction or the question was, will Michigan and Ohio State be in the playoffs again like last year?
Okay.
My answer to that is no, not going to happen. One of them will, because some things had come into place last year.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to say Penn State's going to be in the mix of this thing. I think don't overlook Penn State. They're either going to be in it or they're going to beat one of those teams and knock them out of it.
Well, you're exactly right. I think that depending on what happens with their quarterback, who's supposed to be really good, I think you're right. I think that they've got 3 potential playoff teams, but 2 of them aren't going to make it.
Well, they're
not this year.
Not this year.
Somebody will, I think.
They're getting rid of divisions this year, so then because
right.
see that was always
That's right.
That was always a disadvantage because all 3 of them, right?
We're all on the same side.
They're all on the same side.
They're on the same side of the coin.
So suddenly it's now going to be Wild West like we saw last year, and it opens it up. I don't see 2 of them making
2 are
it.
not going to be in the playoffs. No. It's not going to happen. So, and then he gets to this question. Let's hear what he has to say and make some comments on it.
Okay.
They just want to win the game. Take care of it that way. In the Pac-12, bold prediction from DJ. He said Utah will three-peat as Pac-12 champs from Salt Lake City. Yeah. Producer Jesse, the Cam Rising of our office, offers the following feedback.
That's a compliment right there.
We don't know about Cam Rising. Signed, Cam Rising. We was talking about health. I assume he'll be ready to go for fall camp. And that's a bold assumption, but we are nothing if not bold around here. There's like a 6-pack of contenders in the Pac-12. And when I say that, I mean, if you look at the odds, or if you just look at it with your own eyes, you know that you got USC, you got Oregon, you got Washington, Utah. And Oregon State and UCLA also round out that top 6. And once you get past that, it's a pretty steep drop-off till you get to pretty much the back half of the conference. So here's the thing about Utah's schedule. Out of all the teams in that top 6, Utah is the team that has to play the other 5 in that top 6.
That's insane.
So it is not an easy schedule whatsoever. They are 23rd in returning production, which is pretty good, but USC, which figures to be a team they would have to jump over, is 10th. And I am, for that reason, making this prediction an 8.75. The odds are never in Utah's favor. They always defy them. And so this is no different. It's not me doubting them. It's just me understanding in the preseason, I would lean other teams over Utah, which is their existence. And they make fools out of people who say sorts of things like that regularly. And they'll have to do it again because I'm saying 8.75. However, if you want to be entertained, they open against Florida and they play Baylor, I believe, the very next week. So you got to give 2 thumbs up for Utah scheduling tough out of conference games, knowing they still got to play a really, really tough stretch in conference. Last bold prediction.
All right. There you have it.
I want applause. Give
good.
your applause. We need the applause.
Where is it?
It's the one that says
The clap.
USC.
No. Josh.
I got Joel Klatt in my head. Thanks, Josh.
Hey, for a national guy, that's some depth right there.
That's everything we've always said.
It's because he listens to the show.
He does.
Oh.
He listens.
That's
He
why.
called me. He wanted some input. I gave it to it.
Oh, God, it makes
he's
sense
spot
now.
on.
I listened to it, and he is, man. We said it, I think, a few weeks ago anyway, whenever we were together. It's Cam Rising. That's the wild card, how healthy he is. So let's just presume that he is. So going from there, look, our schedule's brutal. And I did not realize that we were of the top teams, of the top, what did he say, five,
or
six?
six, top
We
six.
play all the
All
others.
the other top 5. The only one that
The only
plays
of them.
the other.
So
That's
Now-
insane.
Yeah,
it's a gauntlet.
it's crazy.
And yet USC was whining about their schedule.
Oh, we need 2 buys. Wah.
But then I did like the fact, and it is true,
Still beat you.
is we right out of the gate Florida, then Baylor, and then the gauntlet, which we will play this year. So expectations, I'm just hearing good things from people about the team. Of course, you do hear that every year, but some people I respect when they're talking about our defense and stuff like that. They just really, they're excited about the potential. But I do like and isn't it true though, every year, typically anyway, Utah is under the radar. Yeah, it's USC, it's Oregon, it's Utah. This year it's Washington, Oregon, USC, and Utah. But every year,
So we're always
at least the last
overlooked.
3 years or whatever it's been.
What I like so much is, this year is going to be, it's not a cakewalk for anybody, but especially us. I hadn't realized that stat. But what I really do like, all eyes are on the Pac-12 this year from all these national guys who most of the time, let's be honest, they don't pay any attention to the Pac-12. They couldn't care less about what we're doing, who we're playing. And suddenly this year, people are paying attention to the fact that it is going to be a dogfight. And I think everyone's interested to see who's going to actually come out on top because it's going to be entertaining. Whether your team is going to be the one to do it or not, it's going to be entertaining. Hopefully.
I mean, yeah, I agree 100%. The 2 things for me, one, it all comes down to Cam, right? And he has to stay healthy. That first game, who knows? And then he's got to stay healthy. Maybe we pull a Washington State like we did last year and, Pig Farmer comes in. But that's not sustainable. The other thing to remember on this is I'm as jacked as anybody to play Florida week 1, right? Like that, I go to bed every night and I'm like 74 more days, 74 more days. I mean,
It's got like
insane.
a little
I do.
calendar you flip over.
Here's the thing. Those first 2 games, they're not, I don't want to use the word irrelevant because, okay, if you want to go to the playoff, you got to win them. But the goal is to three-peat here. So, okay, Utah fans, if it happens, don't jump off a bridge like people were last year because guess what? We still went and won the Pac-12. So I'm just saying.
I want to win them all, man.
Okay, do ya?
Here's James trying to be all tempered over here.
Mr. Tempered?
Realistic.
I'm just
and
saying. Yeah, it's
logical.
I don't want to lose to Florida.
Did I say
I don't want to
want
lose to Baylor. I want to knock them both out. And then let's get down to business.
I'm just saying. All of a sudden he's Mr. Rational over
I know,
here.
this is weird. It's like you guys have
We
flip-flopped.
flipped tonight.
I'm just saying. I'm ecstatic, but let's get to that season because it is. I mean, I didn't know that either. We're the only
man.
team that plays,
The rest of the top.
including UCLA in that top 6, is a little bit of a stretch if you ask
Yeah.
me. Although they've got this 5-star quarterback.
So what?
Who knows? I don't care. And then it drops off significantly. But playing all those teams and a lot of them on the road. I mean, at USC,
At Washington.
at Washington, it's gonna be
Yeah.
tough, man.
Yeah, we're going to do it, though.
We're gonna go undefeated.
All right, we're going to go to some comments that we received over the last
No, don't clip that.
I don't know what it is, month or so. We've had some comments. This is from Lewis Birch. I think we've read him before, but he said Oregon State is going to win the Pac-12. Write that down.
Well, you just
You want to comment on that?
You just contradicted
Any chance
James.
they win it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a chance.
Oregon State?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Oregon State is the dark
You
horse.
freaking guys out of your minds.
No.
No, I could see it.
Of all of those teams, Oregon State, here, write this down. Oregon State, you will not win the Pac-12 this year.
Okay, I would not be the least bit surprised if Oregon State.
I would be extremely surprised.
Makes the championship game.
And everyone agrees with me,
They do not.
except Lewis Birch.
People, what do you think? Do you
look-
agree with him or us?
I know,
People, you agree with me.
there are those 6 teams. Oregon State's one of them. They have a great defense, a good run game, and they upgraded at quarterback. I'm just telling you.
Oregon State was good last year.
Yeah.
Oregon State almost beat USC within like a few points.
If
Oregon
I know
State
if-
sent us to the Pac-12 championship game.
But
Thanks, Beavs.
they were good last year.
Yeah, they were, and they've upgraded.
okay,
Of course, it's a huge
I'm
long
not
shot.
saying they're not good,
I could see it happening.
I could see it.
but of all the other teams, no way.
Stranger things have happened
right.
in the Pac-12.
Comment 2. What's her name? This is your friend, Brynn. What's her name?
Oh, well, hip hop lover something John. I think it's a dude with just a girl picture.
Is that what it is?
odd.
That's pathetic. Hip Hop John.
I'm just assuming because your name's hip
Hip
hop.
Hop. No, Lover John.
I don't know.
Okay.
You guys are so old.
What does this say?
What kind of language? What kind of voice is that?
That's
What are we,
my-
3 years old?
Let me put my glasses
God.
on. Let me do the Gary.
Holy
Okay,
smokes.
Brynn has not heard this. You can burn ants with those when the sun's out.
Hip hop lover John doesn't
Hip hop lover
doesn't
John.
like me very much. I think I've
So,
All right,
Brynn,
let's hear it, let's hear it,
This,
let's hear it. Go.
this is what it is.
I love when people just rip
rail
on
on me.
Brynn.
This woman in the middle,
That's me.
And then it's a
woman in the middle,
a barf emoji.
her emotions take over from being reasonable at all.
It's a USC fan, isn't it? Yes.
Yeah, it is.
USC's offense. Hey, but I'll back up. She does watch and make comments, usually derogatory, but that's fine.
I think it's a he, but yeah,
He, her,
he.
he, I'm not sure. USC's offense is even more stacked than last year with an even better O-line.
Okay.
They got 6 legit starters at wideout and picked up the number 1 wideout in the country,
Okay.
Okay.
as well as the number 1 tight end for 2023. No, I'll argue that tight end.
Yeah, that's not right.
Yep.
But
Okay.
okay, keep going.
They also got a solid and experienced backfield, not
Okay.
to mention the number 1 coach play caller in Lincoln Riley
All right. Okay.
Okay.
and Cliff Kingsbury, who will be another advisor. I can't see Caleb taking a step back at all. Take
Hey.
it away, Brynn.
Hip hop lover John. Was your offense the problem last year?
No. Next slide.
Did you have a good quarterback last year? Yes, you did. Did you have amazing receivers last
Yeah,
year?
the number 1
Yes, you
receiver in the
did.
country.
Did you have a good offensive line last year? Yes, you did. Did you have Lincoln Riley last year? Yes, you did. Did you have all these great offensive advisors last year? Yes, you did. And you lost to Utah twice. So
And why was that?
your
'Cause we were better. 'Cause
Because we were better,
defense-
and you can't tackle. And did you bring back your defensive coordinator from last year?
Yes, you did.
There we go.
So,
All right.
yes, the offense was awesome, amazing. You still lost with it. And nothing's changed. So,
Kingsbury, really? He was a loser at Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah, that doesn't.
and I'm still
doesn't impress me.
I'm still sticking by that Williams, his head has gotten too big, it's going to get in the way. He can't put his helmet on anymore. His head's too big.
Plus, I heard that hamstring
It's gonna
that you hurt in the first
So,
quarter doesn't.
speaking
flare
of
up
Joel
in the third
Klatt,
quarter.
I watched Joel Klatt interviewed by Cowturd.
Okay.
Cowturd is the biggest homer for
Oh,
USC.
he just gobbles them up.
Oh my gosh, it's gross. So I've actually stopped watching him,
Same.
but I watched one little clip, and Klatt was on there, and they were talking, of course, about USC and Caleb Williams, and what Joel Klatt said is the only thing that's going to stop Williams is Williams.
It's Williams.
And
it
he
could
can't
happen-
do stupid stuff, and he made some things, and he goes like painting his nails.
Did Joel Klatt call us?
Yeah.
Did he listen?
He DM'd us. You didn't see that? He was like, "What do you guys think about this?"
I mean, see, me and Joel, we're just like on the same page here.
I agree completely. I think that Caleb Williams is an incredible football player.
Yeah, there's no
There's no
disputing
denying.
that,
I watched
no.
him in person twice and went, "This is unbelievable." I saw passes go, "Okay, that's NFL." But when your defense gives up 45 points to Utah's offense, that's a problem.
Your defense, though, is supposed to be better. But
Okay, well,
okay,
time will tell.
this is from
John Lover or whatever your freaking name was.
John Getz, 8585.
Well, hip hop lover John, you're gonna want to stick around because
Yeah, you're going to want to record this later.
I have to say nice things.
I know, I'm
Is that
excited.
possible?
It was hard.
Okay, this is an interesting one because John Getz must have gone back and listened to one of our episodes. I can't remember which one. But we were talking about, I don't know if it was about this draft or we did another one about the quarterbacks and their size in the NFL and what's
Okay.
the importance of it. So John Getz must have watched whatever one it was, a previous episode, and said, you cannot judge a quarterback by size. Okay. Look at Sam Darnold. He should have been an NFL instant superstar, and Darnold, by the way, is 6'3", 225. So that's his point. He's been anything but that. Well, okay. Give me a 5'11" and Drew Brees all day long, who can read a defense and deliver a strong football accurately, and you got a winner. Okay.
Are you okay?
There's always exceptions to the rule.
Yeah.
And so what I did,
Oh my gosh!
Look what you
Look
did.
what you did,
John Getz,
John.
85. Look what you did.
but what James said is absolutely true. There's always an outlier. There's always exceptions. But I'll be really quick.
I can't believe you wrote all these down.
I'm very thorough.
when you're retired,
Do you know how to do a spreadsheet?
Yeah, it's on yellow paper with handwritten.
let's pull up Google Docs on his computer and just make it really easy.
Will you
for
just
him.
listen? So the guy said the size doesn't matter. Give me Drew Brees. Okay, well, is there a
Size
prototype?
doesn't matter. Thank you.
Is there a... That's a blessing in his life.
I was just
Thank you.
I had that running through my head when you
what did you
said
have running?
that. Just
Finally, somebody said it.
John Getz said it.
Thank you, John.
Mahomes, 6'3", 230. Burrow. These are the top QBs in the NFL.
Yeah.
I'm not
He's
talking
6'3".
6'3", 230. Burrow, 6'4", 221. Rodgers, 6'2", 222. Josh
Mahomes is taller
Allen,
than Rodgers?
6'5", 237. Lawrence, 6'6", 220. Herbert, 6'6", 240. Jalen Hurts, 6'1", 223. He's a small one in the
He's the
group.
shorter.
smallest, but he's still 220.
Lamar Jackson, 6'2",
and always hurt.
212. Stafford, 6'3", 220. Fields, 6'3", 217. Prescott, 6'2", 228. Now here's the other quarterbacks. So there you go. Those are the top QBs.
right now.
Russell Wilson, 5'11", 215, and he sucks. Kyler Murray, 5'10", 207, sucks. Baker,
Oh, Baker.
6 foot, 215. Tua, 6 foot, 217. And now here's guys that are going to be in the Hall of Fame. Brady, 6'4", 225. Manning, 6'5", 230. Favre, 6'2", 223. Elway, 6'3", 215. Marino, 6'4", 227. Montana, 6'2", 205. Troy Aikman, 6'4", 220. So when the guy says the size doesn't matter, I mean, dude, I get it. Drew Brees, 5'11", he was fantastic, but he's an outlier. That's not the prototype you want. You can look for yourself who has succeeded. Now, of course, you got to be able to throw the ball. Just because you're tall and big doesn't matter. But in the NFL, it's a different game. And clearly, the prototype for an NFL quarterback is at least 6'2" and nearly 220.
More like 6'3".
Of these
Closer to
guys.
6'3".
The
Oh, Caleb Williams.
I was just wondering, what are his
So let me-
stats?
so tell-
Oh, he has them.
I got him.
All right, let's. This
But
surprised
here's
me.
I'll
This
start.
surprised me.
Here's where I'll start, though, is that Bryce Young,
Padding his stats.
number one pick,
He was short.
5'10",
Yep.
205. My prediction all along is, and I
He
know
won't
people
last.
are saying he's going to be great, but I don't see it. I don't think it's going to happen. This guy's
It's too small.
unless you can, grow like 4 inches and put on 20 pounds. I'm not saying he's not talented. The NFL is a different beast. Now, if he becomes the Drew Brees, good for him, but I think it's going to matter. Stroud, C.J. Stroud. I'm surprised by this, 6'3", 218.
That sounds about right.
He's got a typical NFL frame.
He can put weight on, so
And then Caleb Williams, 6'1", 220.
That's shorter than I thought.
So he's
he'd be.
shorter.
he's right.
I thought
barely.
he'd be like 6'3".
He's very much, though,
He's still in that.
the Jalen Hurts, and he has talent and all that stuff. But look, 6'2", 6'3", 220. That's now. Having said that, I don't think Richardson with the Colts.
I don't.
He's like he's what is he? 6'5", 245.
He's huge.
He's garbage. Sorry, he couldn't even. He didn't even. I think his completion percentage at Florida was like 58% or something.
Less, yeah, like 55%
college, man.
in
This
college.
is the NFL. You got to be at 68% in pro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. I'm
Just
really
because he's
surprised
big
by
doesn't
that.
mean him.
They took a
That was
flyer
such a-
Anyway,
on that.
yeah.
That's
I don't know what
surprising me.
you can.
Strange.
So John Hurts or whatever your name is
John
gets.
gets.
There's my answer.
See what you did, John.
All right.
Very informative.
Very informative, though, isn't it? That's what we're here for. Information. All right.
Information.
Introduce our next section, Brynn.
All
Okay.
right, Brynn.
This was a challenge, but I thought, you know,
I don't have. Do I have it? I wrote a few things down.
well,
I wrote down up here.
we
Cheating?
we like to always
We
give
like to
our
be positive.
opinions, which are not always loving towards the other Pac-12 teams. So we thought on this
isn't it?
episode and this episode only, we each have to
We've
say
been positive to teams.
Yeah, we each have to say 2 nice things about every Pac-12 team.
There were some teams I couldn't come up with two.
I don't think I even have some for one.
Well, you're gonna have to come up with something.
And a lot of mine like overlap.
I know. So
how do you want to do it? We can't go on forever.
no, we just each say ours.
You want to go team by team for each of us?
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna start with Colorado. I just kind of went from
Crap to best.
well, I kind of just went geographically.
It hasn't started yet.
Yeah, it hasn't started yet.
Yeah, Gary, you have to say nice things. Do you want to start with Colorado?
Sure.
Say
Here's
your
the
nice
positive. The hype that we've got in the league because of Dion, good for the league. I appreciate that.
Good for the league. Okay.
The other is since we've joined the Pac-12, they're 2-10 against us. So that's a very positive thing. Thank you.
things. Yep, that was
shot.
kind
Good
of
shot.
Is that a
backhanded.
positive?
That
That's
was a
good.
little,
That was good.
a little
No.
backhanded
Thank you.
compliment.
All right, Brynn.
Mine is similar. I've never seen a team create more preseason hype than Colorado has.
Colorado.
I mean, USC kind of had it last year with Lincoln Riley, but I don't
well,
even think it
it's a bit different.
compares.
Little bit.
It's like the hype is unbelievable, and I do think it's good for the Pac-12. The other compliment I will give you, Colorado, is it pains me to say this, but you did win the Pac-12 before Utah did, and that always just
Which is crazy.
it hurts to say, but you did it. So hang your hat on that.
My two. One, they have the best mascot, Ralphie. They actually have a freaking buffalo that comes out and runs people
That's
over.
true. I like that.
That's awesome.
Runs people over.
Like it's amazing. I think that every school should have something like that. That's one. And then I think their color scheme is top notch. I love the black and gold.
Really?
Yeah, I love it.
I can't say it.
Yeah, I love
We're
it.
being very positive.
We're being very
I
positive.
won't say a negative thing.
Thank you for this.
Okay,
All right, that's all you get, Colorado.
soak it up. Arizona.
I only have one.
Okay, I'll go.
I can go.
Oh, okay, go ahead. But you could only come up with one?
Same.
And what it is the positive is I liked it when they had Rich Rod as the coach because I liked watching him like blow his eyes, his head was blow all the time in a game. I really enjoyed watching that, so that was my positive. But I do like the weather in the cold months. Arizona.
Okay.
There's my
90 degrees in November?
So
yeah,
freaking
that
hot
was.
in that.
Yeah, I'm still sunburned from that day on that
Dumpster of a stadium.
Cement stadium.
Can't,
Hey, positives.
positive.
You can wrap the positive in a bunch of negative. Brynn?
That's Gary's specialty right now, apparently. I think Arizona, I think you are on the rise. I think you're.
That's nice.
Well, I think it's true. I
It's
feel
true.
like you're starting to get there. I think this coach that you have, he might be the ones to help you do it. And then I really like Arizona's colors. I like their red, white, and blue. I do.
I don't like their white, but I do like but I agree with you
I
on
like
that.
their white.
Their white unis.
Well, like
which are
when they
white.
wear the white. Okay. I just like their red, white, and blue. Very patriotic colors.
I couldn't come up with two. There wasn't two.
Yeah, there is.
I mean,
I just said two.
I gave you two.
I couldn't be like, I like their uniforms. Like that's just a
You just said you like Colorado's.
I can't do it for every single one. All I'm saying is
Be positive.
I like their coach, Jeff Fish, I think his name is. I like the direction that they're taking the program. I'm with you on your statement. I think they're getting better, and I like the way they're building it. I think that they're building it in a very like Utah-esque way, and I appreciate that. I still don't think that they're anywhere near the top of the league, but they're a team that all of a sudden can come out and catch Oregon and beat them. I love that. Okay, next team.
Arizona State, and if you'll notice, I'm using their correct name.
That's right, Arizona State, and being a positive. Pat Tillman. Everyone knows Pat Tillman.
Yeah.
That's a great, I don't know, gave his life for the cause. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. The other is, the positive is that they beat Washington last year and basically knocked them out of the, and gave Utah the
That's
opening.
true.
So
That's
thank
true.
you. That was very positive. ASU, I appreciate that.
ASU.
Mine is, I had to think about this, but I have never really had negative interactions with their fans.
What are you talking about?
Are you out of your mind?
No, a lot of any animosity I have is towards the players and some of the coaches that has happened within games that they've played Utah.
Yes.
It's not
Positive?
not so much the fans. And then my other one about
That's the positive?
yeah, that
Okay.
their fans aren't horrible.
As horrible as other schools.
Right.
Okay.
Then my other one is that they can sneak up on you and beat teams that you would never expect. And they beat Washington last year. And then in 2021, they beat USC, UCLA, and Washington
Oh, I didn't know that.
in that year. So they're kind of one of those teams where you just, it's just ASU. And then sometimes they beat the big guys. So there you go. There's my compliments.
I have one for Arizona State University, and it's kind of they need to go back to Sparky, the logo that they had like in the 90s. You know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
The devil with the
Devil.
pork, with the,
Do you like that?
yes, it is, in my opinion,
Versus the pitchfork.
The pitchfork is cool for like a side thing, kind of like when Utah does the big thing, like the big interlocking U or drum and feather once a season. But Sparky with the pitchfork, in my opinion, is the best logo in the Pac-12. They need to go back to that.
Okay.
Yes.
This love fest.
Oh.
This is over the top.
I love it.
Okay, that's fair.
So that's all I'm saying.
You're entitled.
Outside of that, that's all I got.
Sparky?
Yeah. It's so cool. It's so cool.
Good for you.
I can't believe they ever went away from it. When they do their throwback uniforms,
Okay. Let's go.
hey, this was your idea.
I know.
This hurt me.
That one shocked me.
This hurt
I'm
me.
shocked.
That
I'm
shocked
just
me. Cal.
Cal. Okay, Cal. Of course, I lived
Yeah, that's true.
20 minutes from Berkeley in the mid-'70s. That's where I lived in Oakland. Go down the Warren Freeway, and I was at Berkeley. And so anyone who knows, when I say Telegraph Avenue, which that avenue in Berkeley ends basically right at the campus.
Okay.
And it was, back then it was Hippiesville. Everyone, so it's Telegraph and Hippiesville. That, it was like anything, you wanted anything or get anything, go to Telegraph with all the hippies. Now it's just a bunch of wannabes. But so Telegraph Avenue that led to the campus means a lot. A lot of
Okay.
history with the 70s and on. And then the other one is they are part of what's called The Play, one of the greatest plays in the history of college football.
Band on the field play.
So Stanford scores. There's 4 seconds left. Stanford kicks off. And so Cal starts doing a bunch of laterals. It's like 5 laterals, almost taken down. But then the Stanford band comes onto the field.
Of course.
And the guy ran through it, and they scored. and won the game. So all of the Stanford bands on half the field. It's called The Play. Look it up. If you've never seen it, it's amazing.
If you've never seen that, what are you doing?
A lot of people,
That's a
I'm
good
sure.
one.
But anyway, Cal.
That's a good one. Mine for Cal is Aaron Rodgers. I mean,
That's true.
he's kind of a weird dude, but
Lynch, too.
I mean, talented.
Oh, did I rip it?
You stole mine, but yeah, I'll accept it.
And really, the only way to go is up.
That's positive. Positive.
Okay, for me, Marshawn Lynch. Love Marshawn Lynch. There's the video of him rolling around on the field in the golf cart. Just, I love that video so much. I mean, he's from Oakland, so the fact that he's from Oakland and then went to Cal, it's pretty cool.
Oakland Tech, I believe, is where he went to high
Wow.
school.
And then
I've been to Oakland Tech.
I've been to one game at their stadium. And it was like Arizona. I was sitting on the surface of the sun. It was unbelievable. It was
Geeksville?
it kind of. It was
Positive.
kind of painful. But I will say, from where I was seated,
Sitted?
where
he was sitted.
you got the field, and then I've got this crazy view of the entire San Francisco Bay. And I can see, I mean, I'm kind of like, okay, this is a really cool atmosphere as far as like location. That's about like positive I can say about Cal.
Okay, that's
Those
good.
are good.
I like it, though.
Those are good. Okay, Stanford.
Stanford, look. Okay, this is weird, but their mascot is so stupid. The tree.
Yeah, fear the tree.
That I like it. It is so weird. That little tree bouncing around. If you've never seen it, look it up.
They've seen
What
it.
do they call it? The tree?
It's the tree.
The tree. It's so stupid. I like it.
Fear the tree.
Okay.
And then the other positive is I just appreciate all the freaking geniuses on the football team. They're the ones that keep, tech going and building rockets and all sorts of stuff.
Like during halftime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are on their computers figuring out plays at halftime. I appreciate that.
You're very, very smart. So there's my compliment. And you have a new coach, so I think that's a positive. We'll see how that goes, but there's my two.
And I would say, though, can I just throw a quick one in? I do appreciate that they've kept their basic uniform the same all these years. I love the tradition.
Yeah, for me, I remember I went to a basketball game with you years ago, and as I was sitting there, I was pulling up all the players on my phone and their majors.
Oh, yeah.
Unbelievable. Like
double and triple
double and
majors,
triple majors of literal things.
I can't even say what they do.
I couldn't pronounce
medical,
2/3 of it. I'm just
something,
going,
yeah.
I can't pronounce what they're majoring in, and they're majoring in 4 different things
Yeah.
and playing basketball at the same time. Like, the student athlete, tremendous respect for. And the fact that Stanford can keep that level, and for a while they were really good. So when they were really good and they had that level of expectation of their athlete, I respect that a lot.
Okay.
Oregon State.
So Oregon State for me is this, two things. First is I appreciate their team and the way they play because it's very much the image of how Utah plays in a lot of ways to me. And I don't know. That's a positive. And it's starting to work for them. They're going to be very, very good. The other is we have a cabin, and at least years ago, there was a lot of beavers up there chopping down trees. So I like beavers.
Oh, okay. Oregon State.
True?
It's true.
Yes. Yeah.
So I like their mascot. That's what I'm saying.
I think Oregon State, you're flying under the radar. We already talked about that earlier. I do think that you could be scary good this year, but you're just kind of underneath everyone's radar. Also, you kicked the crap out of Florida in the Vegas Bowl, which was fun to see, and you beat Oregon last year, which helped us out immensely.
Oh, yeah.
So thank you.
Hold
Yeah.
on.
Yeah. I have been an Oregon State fan once in my life, and it was last year. So that was awesome.
Last November?
Especially, I mean, they were down 21 points, and I was like, what's going on? Come back, win. So nice job. They are one of maybe 2 teams that can have the logo with the little sailor hat and pull it off. That's it. I love that they're the Beavers because it's Oregon. Again, go back. Stop with this weird little streamlined beaver face. Go back to the one with the little
I'll have to go back and look at that
cartoon
thing, man.
beaver.
the little cartoon beaver with
Beaver
the
with a
sailor.
hat?
Yeah, it's awesome. Go back to that.
Okay.
Okay. Oregon.
Okay. Oregon, I like your colors. I've always liked the Oregon colors. Now, some of the combinations and the fluorescent colors I'm not so much a fan of, but the basic color of the green and yellow, they're cool. I like them. And Haloti Ngata played for Oregon, who went to Highland High School here in Salt Lake City. So that's a positive. I always followed him when he was there and when he went into the NFL. So
That's a good one. I mean, their national brand recognition, you can't argue with. Oregon is known everywhere, and I think that's really cool. I also love, we talked about how Utah gets to play Florida and Baylor this year. Oregon plays the big teams every year.
Yeah,
and
they
I
do.
think that's really commendable. Like this year they played Texas Tech, they played Georgia last year, and the year before that they played Ohio State to start the season. And
yeah,
I have massive respect for the teams that will do that versus playing just the cupcake teams every
Alabama.
year. Yeah. Okay, go.
I'm jealous of their Nike connection.
Well,
I mean, to have such a brand that just caters everything to you. I mean, I'm with you. I think sometimes it goes a little too crazy, but I'm jealous of that. That would be incredible to have a connection like that. Their fan base, they're insane, but I got to respect it. I got to respect their fan base. They are, having lived up there.
Do I?
They are.
yeah, we're pausing.
They're crazy, man. And I get it.
Okay.
All right, Washington State.
Washington State, Mike Leach.
Yeah.
Rest in peace. I love Mike Leach. I thought he was a great coach. Plus, he's just a unique personality. And I do like the air raid offense that he ran, and they're still trying to run. I like that wide open stuff, though, they haven't quite perfected it yet. But I enjoy watching that kind of offense. They can light it up pretty quick.
Those are my exact two. I think Mike Leach, he was such a weird guy, but an amazingly talented coach. And I think it's cool to have a team that's known so well for an offense. Like everyone knows the air raid offense, you think of Washington State. And I think that's cool.
Honestly, I only had one, and it was Mike Leach. When you think Washington State,
Yeah.
the two things that come to my mind is Mike Leach. I couldn't tell you their current coach. I have no idea. And the fact that they're in Pullman and it's a 15-hour jaunt from anywhere to get there, and that's not a positive. So, that's
So
it.
Mike Leach.
Mike Leach.
Mike Leach. Okay.
Washington.
Washington, Huskies. I like dogs, so I like that.
Yes.
I love dogs, so the Husky, I'm all in for that. And Chris Peterson, when he was the coach, I have a lot of respect for that guy. I'm surprised he isn't coaching. I guess he's not still.
I don't think he is. Yeah.
But he was a great coach. He was tough to beat. Did we beat him? Mm-hmm. Anyway, good coach.
Okay, Washington. Best mascot, best colors, best stadium. If
That's three.
that's only one of mine.
Whoa.
Washington, you would be my team if I didn't have one.
What?
What
happened?
They went, and I had not realized this.
What's going on?
I love the purple and the gold. I love the Husky, and I love their stadium.
Okay.
I had not realized they went from 4-8 to 11-2 in one season. One season. Have you realized that?
That's impressive.
Yeah. So, and they're in the talk of all championship, Penix, all of this stuff. I think in one season you did that. That's amazing.
That's props.
So, for me, the fact any team that can be that purple and lean that heavy into it, I respect that.
I love the purple and gold.
I know you do. Their stadium, I haven't been to it. I've heard incredible things. I mean, right on the water. But for me, they're the only Pac-12 team to make the playoffs so far. I think I have that right. I don't think Oregon made it. I think Oregon was there before. I think they're the only Pac-12 school to make the playoff. They got shellacked, but they made it. So I got to give it up to them. I'm going to double check that stat.
Check it out, because I don't want to
Check
let's correct it first if we have to. All right.
I'll double
All
check.
right. Okay, we're getting down to the wire.
least they were the
Two
most
left.
recent.
Two
We
left.
have 2 left. Okay, go UCLA.
I like the Rose Bowl. Been there a few times.
Yeah.
I like the setting. I like the setup. It's a cool place. And this isn't football related, but it's John Wooden. For those old enough to remember John Wooden.
I just bought his book, by the way.
Did you?
Yeah, I love that book.
It's his influence, I think, still is throughout the entire athletic department of
That's a good one.
UCLA, which goes into football. The way he coached, his personality, his integrity. Yeah, John Wooden.
Okay. I think it's cool that your home stadium's the Rose Bowl.
Yeah, it's sweet.
I mean, you can't beat that. Like the tradition, that's just cool that you get to play all your games in that stadium. I was looking up this study, and that said that UCLA is the 10th most popular team in the country, and that was
no way.
It was a survey
Population based.
done by 103 million people who had attended or watched a college football game in 2021. And UCLA was the 10th most popular team in the country.
Well, that's
So I think we talked, Oregon, I think you have that national brand recognition. I think UCLA has that. And I think that's cool.
Man, imagine if they were good.
okay. That's cool.
It's
fine.
Can't take it back.
My 1 Rose Bowl. Now, I've been to the Rose Bowl, and then I've been to UCLA games at the Rose Bowl.
Yeah, I just like the
Massive
stadium.
difference. Massive difference. I love the tailgating on the golf course right there.
Yeah.
My second is that DTR is not there anymore.
That's positive.
Very positive.
I mean,
That's
is positive.
There you go.
Okay,
The
here we
one.
go.
Hold on, you have to go last.
Okay.
Go. The one.
Yeah.
USC. The Trojans.
Now I put this on Twitter, so this isn't new, and we've had an episode. My top helmet is the USC helmet.
Of all college football, not just the Pac-12.
Right.
All college football. That is
Now I just
Vile.
like the look. I like the traditional look of it. I really like their metallic, more modern look. So hey, man, I think their helmets are sweet.
Okay, go. You're sick. Go ahead.
I was going to say, but I'll modify. I was going to say as a positive, I like the cheerleader sweaters
okay.
because that's traditional. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm more of
Very
a
stylish. I like
Oregon
that style.
cheerleader fan myself, but I get it.
But I'll just say this:
I mean-
in all, well, I was serious about that too. But in this, yeah, no doubt, I'm envious of all their national titles over the years. Okay, that's what we're chasing. That would take forever, but hey, props are props, and it's just good that we've beat them 3 times in a row. But
Okay.
Nationals.
They've got the national championships. Very envious of that. I mean, holy cow. For me, it's the biggest thing is you can't tell the story of college football without USC. I mean, there's certain programs, Notre Dame, Alabama, USC, and maybe I'm missing 1 or 2, Michigan, but USC is one of the top programs ever. I mean, and some of the players that have gone through there, I mean, you can't tell the story without USC, and
It's
that's
college football.
They are college football. It was fun when they sucked. Let's be honest. It was really fun. It's good for college football that they're back.
Wow. Okay.
Now I can go back to hating on them. But all right, hit record, everybody. This is going to be good.
Is it?
Yeah, I mean, they're a legacy team, and what's so impressive to me is they had those years of not doing very well, and yet still every year they'd be in the national conversation, even on their down years. And right away, they've already been put back in that conversation. I mean, they deserved it. They had a good season last year. So I think that's cool. I think the way you put it was good. Yeah. My second thing is they have the most good-looking football player to ever play the sport, and that's Reggie Bush.
Hey, he hit a hole-in-one the other day playing golf, so he could do it all.
So congrats to you. You
think
USC.
he's the best-looking college football player of all time? Yes. That's our next poll question.
That'd be a good poll.
Reggie Bush is your positive.
All right, feel free in the comments to.
That was hard. Okay, I need to go take a shower. That was like,
That was
okay.
do.
I'm not kidding. I
we're
was
done.
driving, and coming up with some of those was a stretch.
We're done.
Arizona
we don't ever
was
have
like,
to do
what
that
the
again.
freak?
All right. So just two things real quick before we're done. I do want to get your opinion on the SEC and their schedule. They're scheduling 8 conference games.
Losers.
The only league that does it that way. Everyone else plays 9 as far as I understand it. What do you think about that?
They're playing the game very smart. They're trying to get 2 teams in the playoff.
And then we got the 12 coming up.
They know. Look, they're gaming the system. Until there's a rule that says you have to play 9, they're going to play 8, and they're going to play teams like Brown University and the Citadel, on week 11 and 12, leading up to they're gaming the system. I hate it, but it's smart of them.
I think it's bull crap, but until it doesn't benefit them, they're going to keep doing it. Like, why would
Money. Can you imagine?
Why would they stop doing that when they are rewarded for doing that every single year? So until they get punished and not be put in the playoffs, of course they're going to keep doing it. I think it's garbage. But why would you stop?
Okay, I could see it, but think about some of these teams playing the 9th game. How much money, how much revenue?
They're going to make more revenue.
That the SEC could bring that one game throughout the league and what that could mean. You know how much revenue?
Okay, a lot.
But
if they say, okay, we're going to play that game, or I'm going to get Alabama and Georgia,
they would still get
in
them
the
in.
playoff. Not necessarily.
Well, now with 12 teams coming up, they're going to be able
with
to do
12
it.
teams, they're going to get 4 teams in.
Because next year they've kept 8.
Right.
I think it's pathetic. I think they ought to play like everybody else.
I
There
do
needs
too.
to be parity, but
They shouldn't be getting an advantage over every other conference.
Every Power 5 conference should have the same rules. I don't know why they don't. You either play 8 or 9 conference games. You should either have divisions or not. I feel like there should just be the same rules across the board. But they're taking advantage of it.
It's interesting.
Your next question.
Okay, final thought. Then we got to go. Las Vegas Golden Knights won the Stanley Cup. Any final thoughts on that?
Go Knights,
happy?
go.
Yeah, they were the best team.
It was great. It was exciting. Best play of the playoffs
I know what you're going to say.
was when Kolasar
He was a big dude. You want to talk about big
knocked
guys.
out Mr. Tough Guy Kachuk, busted his sternum in a very clean hit.
Okay.
Greatest play of the playoffs.
But the dude played the next
played the
game
next
with
game.
a broken
Sort
sternum.
of played.
Gary.
He missed like a period.
Okay, but he had the
But he
best chances.
played.
Fine.
Okay,
But he knocked him out of the last game.
Real quick,
that
though.
injury knocked him out of game 5.
he legitimately, if you don't know the story, he busted his sternum to the point where the pregame nap he took, his brother had to help him get dressed. His teammates had to tie his skates for him and help him put his jersey on. He went out and had their 3 best chances to tie the game up late in the game.
That's a man for
That's
you.
a hockey player
That's
right there.
fine. It is, but Mr. Tough Guy Kachuk, who's always trying to rub everyone's face and fight and be tough, got knocked out.
Blown up for doing it.
That was a beautiful moment of the game.
I would never would have expected that game, the last game, 9-3.
awesome. It was
That's
a blast.
insane. And then to watch the parade and
That's our car.
William
Carlson?
Carlson's drunken
Guy doesn't even
speech.
know what he said.
Fell down the stairs on his way off the stage.
It was great. I love that Vegas won. I think it was
great.
awesome. I love it. Congrats
And
to them.
When Utah has a hockey team, we'll talk about that too.
All right. Any parting thoughts?
Go Utes.
The reasons that Isaac Wilson's at the U is because of his brother Zach Wilson. We didn't talk about that, but maybe on the next podcast we'll bring that up. Thanks very much.
Maybe. We might. Anyway, okay.
Teaser for
There
next
we go.
time.